Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, where we talk about all things manly, and today we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to our hearts, or should I say, close to our pants. You know that feeling when you're watching porn and switching from one video to another, trying to find that next fix? Well, let me tell you, it's like a small dosage of cocaine. But unlike cocaine, which only gives you a short-term high, porn can stretch that high for hours. And let me tell you, it's worse than taking hardcore drugs. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking,
"But Alex, I can quit whenever I want and masturbation is healthy."
but let me tell you, my brothers, it's not that easy. Everything around us has been purposely engineered to make it easier to give in to our urges. And I know a lot of you might think it's no big deal, but let me tell you, it's not healthy and it's not something to laugh about. But don't worry, I'm not here to judge, I'm here to help. And the first step to helping yourself is understanding the science behind it. And that's where our old friend dopamine comes in. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the technical stuff, but basically, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that's responsible for our urges. And if you're on the seed retention life, then the word urges might scare you. But let me tell you, urges are necessary and a healthy part of life. If your dopamine didn't force urges on you, you'd probably die of starvation or lack of oxygen because you couldn't be bothered to eat or breathe. Here's the thing, guys, it's not just a problem or a bad habit, it's a serious health issue. When you constantly bombard your brain with high levels of dopamine, it starts to shut down its own receptors. And when that happens, you start to experience symptoms like fatigue, lack of motivation, insomnia, mood swings, memory loss, social anxiety, low libido, sugar cravings, stress, and an inability to connect with others and focus. Not to mention, low dopamine levels can also lead to depression, which is a serious topic that isn't often discussed in the masculine community. But here's the good news, guys, you can change it. You can change that reward pattern, and it's not going to be easy, but it's definitely worth it. So, my brothers, it's time to take control of our lives and quit watching porn. And if your friends laugh at you for it, just remember, they're the ones stuck in the rabbit hole while you're on your way to a better life. Let's dive into the rat dopamine experiment, which most of you might be aware of, but for those of you who aren't, let me give you a quick rundown. Scientists conducted an experiment on rats observing how they respond when their dopamine receptors are turned off. And to no surprise, when this reward system was turned off, the rats became lazy and starved to death. Even though they had food in front of them, they didn't touch it. So, what went wrong there? If you look at it closely, you'll find that the rats had no motivation to eat or do anything. And this is exactly how drugs like heroin and cocaine work. They stimulate the dopamine receptors in the brain at extremely high levels, making them inactive for the time being. The human body always responds to such impacts, aiming to maintain homeostasis. However, it may not be able to recover upon high levels of drug intake. In that case, your brain responds by decreasing the number of receptors. It's just like taking steroids. When you take steroids, you are artificially bombarding your body with testosterone. So, in order to bring your body back into the correct balance of testosterone, your body shuts off its own testosterone production because it's already getting enough intake from the steroid. This is why many steroid users find their balls start to shrink, because nearly the whole testosterone is produced in the testicles. So, guys, the moral of the story is, don't be like the rats and let yourself become a slave to your urges. Remember, you're in control of your own body and mind, and you can make the decision to change your reward patterns. And remember, just like steroids, the more you use, the more you lose. Another rat experiment, where scientists put a male mouse and a female mouse in a cage to monitor their sexual performance. The male mouse couldn't release like he would earlier, and later the scientists found that this was because of the male rat's low dopamine level, which indicated that it had no interest in having sex with this particular female. The only way to pump those dopamine levels back up was by introducing a new female to the male rat. As soon as the new female mouse entered the cage, his dopamine levels spiked all the way back up. He was ready and looked as eager for sex as he was before. Let me explain. Every time you watch a new video, you're flooding your brain with dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure and motivation. It's like taking a small dosage of cocaine, but unlike cocaine, the effects can last for hours. The same thing happens to us. Every new video is like a new female, and our dopamine levels spike again and again. So, what does this mean for you? It means that just like the male rat, you too will become desensitized to the same porn and crave something new and different. This is the Coolidge effect, and it's a slippery slope, my friends. The problem is, our brain wasn't designed to handle such high levels of dopamine for prolonged periods of time. What happens? Your brain starts shutting down dopamine receptors to maintain homeostasis, and again over time, you'll find yourself with less and less motivation, less libido, more anxiety, and even depression. You'll find it harder to connect with others, to focus, and to achieve your goals. But there's hope. It's time to break the cycle and take control of your life. Start by taking it one day at a time. And over time you'll find your reward circuit begin to heal, your motivation will increase, your libido will improve, your anxiety will decrease, your social skills will become better, and you'll finally be able to achieve your true purpose in life. But most importantly, you'll have a rock-hard boner again just because you touch a girl, just like when you were 14. So sit down, reflect on everything you've heard, and make the decision to unhook yourself from porn and social programming. It's the worst drug of our generation. Start slow and take it one day at a time. And over time, you'll start to see your reward circuits heal. And let's not forget, the favor of God will return to your life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to kiss the like button and hit subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.